This is the story of the CIA's bizarre plan to turn a cat into a 20 million secret agent. It sounds like fiction, but this was a real top-secret government project. The time was the 1960s. The Cold War was at its absolute peak. The CIA was desperate for any advantage over the Soviet Union. They needed to listen to conversations in secret locations. Places like Soviet embassies were impossible to bug. Guards were suspicious of every person, but who would ever suspect a simple house cat? Thus, Project Acoustic Kitty was born. This wasn't just a cat with a listening device on its collar. This was a complex surgical procedure. The agency spent 5 years and an estimated $20 million on this plan. CIA technicians and scientists got to work. A veterinarian implanted a tiny microphone in the cat's ear canal. A small radio transmitter was surgically placed at the base of its skull. A very thin wire antenna was woven, completely unseen, into its long fur. Even the battery was a complex surgical implant. This was a true feline cyborg. The operation was a marvel of miniature electronics, but a cat's biology created a problem. The surgeons had to bypass the cat's natural instinct to groom itself. The real challenge, however, was not the surgery. The real challenge was the cat's mind. Cats are famously independent. They are not motivated by a sense of patriotism. The CIA needed to train the cat to follow commands. They tried to use food as a motivator. They needed it to walk from a release point and sit near a target. The project's own scientists noted the cat would often just wander off. It would get distracted. It would get bored. It would behave like a cat. After years of frustrating work, the day of the first field test finally arrived. The target was 2 men talking on a park bench. This was near a Soviet compound in Washington, D.C. CIA agents parked a surveillance van nearby. They opened the door and released their highly trained, multi-million-dollar asset. The cat was supposed to walk a few feet to the bench. It took only a few steps into the street. It was immediately hit by a passing taxicab. The $20 million secret agent was killed instantly. The entire 5-year project ended in less than 5 seconds. A former CIA official later said the project was a catastrophic failure. Acoustic Kitty was officially cancelled. The project was so secret and so embarrassing, it was buried in classified files. The documents were finally declassified in 2001. They revealed one of the most absurd and expensive espionage plots ever conceived. It proved a very simple lesson. You can build a high-tech spy, but you cannot command a cat. It remains a legendary failure in the history of intelligence.